What's going on, y'all? Real Russ Entertainment here, and welcome to episode 2 of my series, Steam Hidden Gems. Steam Hidden Gems is a series where I cover overlooked and underrated games to add to your Steam library. Today, we're talking about Risk of Rain 2, and looking at how many hours I have on this game, it's clear that this game is one of my favorites, and I'm about to tell you exactly why. Risk of Rain 2 is a third-person action roguelike game. For those of you unfamiliar with roguelikes, think Call of Duty Zombies. You basically fight waves and waves of different enemies and collect and earn upgrades with the money and XP points you earn from kills. The longer you survive, the harder the game gets until you eventually die or make it to the game's final stage. Risk of Rain 2 is essentially the same concept, but where it differs from your standard zombie horde mode shooter is with its diverse group of playable characters and abilities. When you first boot up the game, you can either play by yourself or with up to 3 friends. You are then taken to the menu where you choose your character. At first, you'll be limited to only the Commando and the Huntress, but as you play the game, you'll unlock more characters by completing various challenges. Each character plays very different. Let's take the 2 starting characters for example. The Huntress locks onto each target with a homing arrow and has high damage dealing abilities, but has low health. The Commando has more health, dual pistols, and a stun ability, but doesn't deal as much damage. But no matter what character you choose in the game, you start off feeling very weak. A lot of the enemies hit hard, they spawn frequently, and there's a difficulty meter in the top right that increases the longer you stay in the game. Remember, the longer you survive, the harder the game gets. However, as you kill more enemies, you earn gold that can be used to open chests that drop random items to buff your characters. The items are the true highlight of the game. What's really cool is that every time you pick up an item, it pops up on your character. The sheer amount and variety of the items you can equip is insane. They range from syringes that increase your attack speed, a pair of glasses that increase critical chance, to a teddy bear called Tougher Times that will give you a chance to block all damage when you get hit. There's also no limit to how many of each item you can pick up either. This means you can stack each item over and over again to amplify their effect, meaning that if I got a bunch of teddy bears, I could end up with a character that very rarely takes any damage. By the end of your run, your character is basically a god. You may think this makes the game easy, but the game is still a good challenge, and here's why. In order to beat the game's levels, you must first locate the teleporter in each stage and beat the boss that spawns when you activate it. Not only does a huge boss spawn, but the number of enemies that spawn increases as well. You also have to stay within a certain range to charge the teleporter and beat the teleporter boss on top of that in order to advance to the next stage. There are about 5 levels you have to beat before you teleport to the final boss fight. On the final stage before the boss, there's even a secret area where you can unlock different modifiers called artifacts to customize your playstyle. These artifacts can be activated before you start each game. You want to choose your items instead of picking up random ones? Or how about an extra challenge by having only elite enemies spawn? Or maybe instead of using gold to buy items, enemies drop them instead. There's all sorts of crazy artifacts to suit how you want to play the game. There's also a hidden shop to purchase high risk, high reward items in between stages, various interactable shrines, different enemies, crazy bosses. I mean, there's just a lot of content and cool stuff you can do in this game. Aside from the moment to moment gameplay, what I really love about this game is a simple yet colorful art style. Once again, this is another game that proves that amazing and realistic graphics are not necessary to create a fun game. And that's not to say that this game doesn't have pretty good graphics itself. As long as the gameplay is fun and the game works well, you have a recipe for success. Another thing, this game is only $25 on Steam. Given the fact that the replayability of this game is high, you could literally play this game over and over again with different characters, builds, and modifiers, and this game has 4-player co-op. I think that $25 is a fair price. Not everyone can afford to be dropping $60 to $70 on every AAA game that comes out. So if you're looking for something fun to play with friends that's pretty cheap and affordable, I definitely think you guys should check this game out. Also, Risk of Rain 2 is available on Xbox and PlayStation, so console players, this one applies to you too. Last but not least, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I got some pretty good engagement from you guys on my last Hidden Gems video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And let me know if you've played Risk of Rain 2 and what you think. Also, if you want to see me cover a specific game, feel free to let me know in the comments. If I've played it, I'll make a video about it, and even if I didn't play it, I'll check it out for myself. As always, y'all be safe and have a blessed day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.